Hi guys. Everything's ready for the stream. We're good. We're experiencing strange... That's me again. We're experiencing strange Discord issues. We don't really know what's wrong. I've tried it on my phone and my computer. As sketchy as my computer is, I know my phone can handle a call. And both Doryan and Emmy are really laggy on my end. So we're trying to get to the bottom of that situation. I'm not currently in the call just because I wanted to explain it to you guys first. Because you might be hearing some of that while we workshop it. That's why we were delayed by like 3 minutes. I apologize. But we are still going to be playing some Sonic Adventure. I have the Dreamcast modification mod. And it used to show my original title screen. Or the original title screen for the Dreamcast version. But it went back to the DX. Arguably because I was screwing around with stuff that I didn't know what I was doing. But I don't like this. I want it to be the other one. I'm gonna join the call so you guys can hear. Maybe they're better now. I'm not sure. Let's see. Hi, Emmy. How's it going?
Hi.
Oh yeah. See, yeah. I could tell that you said hi, right? So that's good.
You sound fine. Do I sound like garbage?
Not garbage. Just like someone the internet. I don't know. This happened last stream I did, so I'm getting a little nervous about that. I feel like I'm responsible somehow. My controller's not working. I love live stream.
I can't feel responsible too. I shut it to my phone, maybe?
Oh, it went to the preview, not my controller. I don't know if your battery would really have an effect on the, I'm just gonna reboot my game. I don't know if your battery would really have an effect on the connection like that.
I don't know. Sometimes my laptop stinks with Discord, but my phone seems to be fun.
Maybe try your laptop? I don't know.
No, my laptop is what I'm using currently. It kind of is horrible.
Oh, so you switching to your phone then?
Yeah, let me try. 1 second.
Oh, okay, that might work. Why is my controller not working?
Hello?
I really hope it's plugged in. It is plugged in. What's going on here? The light won't even go on.
Hello, do I sound better?
Yeah, you do, actually.
I do, okay.
Why won't my controller work? I'm not about to play Sonic Adventure with the keyboard, am I? What's going on here? Why does everything... I tested the controller and everything. Am I cursed? It's plugged in the USB spot. I guess I'll just try another USB. Guess my front USB is now broken. Why? Why does this happen to me in front of everybody?
You kind of sound like a robot.
Oh no, me?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously our connection together is suffering something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. A robot invasion, everybody. Hashtag robot invasion. Let's just roll with it. They're robots today. Happy Robot Saturday. Everyone's a robot. You're not lagging? Everyone's lagging. Everyone's lagging, guys. If you're not lagging, you're not cool. Sorry. Discussion point. Let's just roll right into it. I mean, this is just based on what I've been tweeting about, but I'm sure you've seen it. Because of the leak of Sonic Colors being on Steam because of that promo image. Even though Aaron deconfirmed it, now Colors is being talked about again. I'm sure you're aware. So I tweeted probably way more than I should. Way more than I should. I went in for no reason. I probably shouldn't have, but I tweeted, I tweeted like, Colors love is earned, or it's deserved. And stop being salty that your fave reviewed bad, because from my perspective, I'm like, wow, I really love Colors, and it does well, and I'm like, wow, awesome. And then all I hear from like other people is like, oh, Unleashed is so underrated, but then we get attacked just for loving a game, you know, it skips to that part, and I'm like, hey, dude, man, I'm just enjoying my game. And a lot of conversations are like, I can't believe you would enjoy that, and it's like if you step back from like 90% of the conversations, the heated conversations, not gonna say that 90% of the conversations of the community are like that, but the ones that are heated, 90% of them, I feel like when you step back, you go, what are we talking about? What are we discussing right now?
Sonic the Hedgehog?
We're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. We're talking about how you like a game, I don't like that game. I like a different game. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, really? Why don't we talk about what we liked about that game? That's why I love discussions about Chow Garden, because that's like one of the few popular discussion points where I'm not even plugging in this controller. I'm just watching the cutscenes of Sonic Adventure and listening to these remixes. It's fine. It's a podcast now. Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast. But yeah, it's a popular conversation about one mechanic. Why can't more things that we discuss in the community be like that? Why can't people be like, hey, the leaning in the grinding parts of SA2 was amazing. Why is that not a thing? Why don't we talk about that? Why is it always Unleashed was amazing and perfect? It's like, what about Unleashed was perfect? What are we taking away from Unleashed was perfect? We're accepting all the flaws too? Like, we know there's flaws. Unleashed fans would admit, of course. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Emmy? Sorry. I'll plug this controller in.
No, it's okay. I was saying I think a lot of people focus on the negative aspects, and I mean, a lot of people are. What's the word? A lot of people agree with like the Chow Garden, but then when there is something that people don't agree on, it has to be something that has to be talked about, because it's like, hey, how dare you like this thing that I don't like, or how dare you not like this thing that I do like? You know, people have to focus on it. You know.
Yeah, I just think what I meant to say, I mean, I said, like, stop being salty about your game that your fave reviewed bad, and that was me being, like, trying to be savage, and that everyone wants to be the savage guy when they tweet. I skipped the first cutscene. Why'd I do that? I'll let this one play.
I'm too afraid to make savage tweets.
You know what? There are times where I really am afraid, because I don't want to give people the wrong impression, but Twitter is actually really good at now they are really good at showing threads, so I feel a little bit better about it. I mean, I get roasted for it as well, that I apologize for everything. But you can tweet, and now tweet in response to your own tweet, and it shows people, for the most part, both of them. And
Right.
So it's easier to be like, okay, hold on. You know what I mean? There's no edit button, but at least you can be like, okay, so what I really meant, now that this is blown up and everyone's really upset, I just want to say, I'm sorry. I respect you. I just meant this. So it's easier, I think. It's a nicer conversation, I think. So,
oh,
my joystick.
I
Yeah,
had
go.
a similar thing with when the comics dropped. Remember the new comics when they announced what's her name? What's the
Tangle?
name? What's like the leader?
Tangle.
Yeah, Tangle. Tangle. They announced that I made a joke about Sally, and then everyone got really upset, and I quote tweeted it later, like, wait, no, I wasn't, like, trying to, like, say anything about, like, the writer from Sally. No, that's not, no, it was a joke, sorry. Please don't be mad at me.
Yeah, it sucks. I think that's why I shied away from Sonic parodies. I think a secret reason, like, I feel like things got really tense. I used to be able to be like some of the jokes I told, like I used to make fun of people for wanting SA3, and now I've become one of those people. You know what I mean? Like I literally vividly remember in a video going, oh, like on the Generations trailer, I was dubbing it and I was like, I wanted it to be Sonic Adventure 3, like just like being a whiny fan. And now here I am going, man, I love Sonic Adventure 1 with the Dreamcast models.
Oh my god, I can hear you now.
It's Doryan. Welcome. I mean, even if
you.
you're a robot,
You're not-
we're rolling with
you're
it.
not-
Emmy's been a robot a little bit.
Anymore.
You're-
You're not a robot for me.
You guys are both not robots. It's a happy ending. Let's see how long it lasts.
Well, dear God, I just don't even. I don't understand. Like, yeah, because like okay, so I had to come up. Okay, like, all right, so I'm currently at my school. So I was working in the studio, so I had to come into the dorm because they have study rooms here where like there's no one in here. So you kind of come in, no one else really does. So I was at the bottom floor where there's like a bunch of concrete everywhere. So I guess that was disrupting the connection. So I went to the third floor, and then I went from the headphones, you guys sound like robots, and I went back to my phone, and it sounded worse. And then I turned off my school's internet connection, turned it back on another frequency, and now it's working. So
Wow, that's insane. You just went on an adventure, a Sonic adventure.
right? Except like I just hope that like unlike the commercials, I didn't freaking fall out of a plane and like go down a waterfall and get eaten by a couple alligators.
Can we
which I'm
talk
still
about
mad.
that?
We can talk about that.
For a minute?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
For a minute. Okay, there are people like me and Doryan who would give anything to get those plushies.
The soap
and they
shoes?
fed one. Well, any of the adventure ones, including the soap shoes.
Wait,
and
you
they
wanted
fed one to an alligator.
Any adventure one? I have one. It's, I mean, rough around the edges, but I've had it since I was a little kid. The release of the Dreamcast.
Ooh.
I've got one.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you know what? The only reason it's repaired is because I gave it to my crush at the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny.
This is in grade 3, and she patched it up for me when she gave it back to me.
Oh,
that was nice. Yeah, I thought it was nice. No wonder I was.
Never had one.
Oh, jeez. What am I doing?
Like,
I can't play Sonic Adventure, I guess. I'm just terrible.
But like those
hi,
commercials are just like it's awful because they totally got rid of those plushes like that. I think they threw one out of a plane. They threw one down a waterfall. They fed one to a shark and they stabbed one in the head with a spear. They
kebabbed one.
Yeah.
With a spear.
There's some shenanigans going on with this. I guarantee you, I've played this. This is like some. I got game over on Emerald Coast. What?
Well, wait. Well, okay. I think I know what's going on. Don't spin dash. Just let it go and just don't hit.
Let it go, you say?
Yeah. Don't press a thing.
Don't press a thing. The trick to Sonic.
Yes. Press nothing. Nothing. Or
have you ever like taught a friend how to play Sonic and be like, no. Yes. I know what you're doing. Just stop doing.
Well, like, see, like, honestly, look, this is why I can't watch. I mean, like, unless the people that actually know what they're doing, I can't watch people play Sonic Adventure. I just want to take away the controller and be like, just.
Oh no, I'm one of those people now, aren't I?
Except Doryan, except when you saw me play at Fan Jam and you were in complete awe. We have a recording of it. I watched you.
Am I embarrassing myself in front of you guys now? Is that what's happening? No. It is a glitch, guys. I guarantee you that never happens to me.
Don't spin dash on the bridge.
No. I literally watch it. It's probably a little delayed, but you'll see it in a sec.
Oh,
I didn't, and it like throw.
You were a little over to the left.
There's something wrong with the scripting because normally all you really have to do is hold the original direction you were holding, like forward, and the scripted section plays normally. But there's something happening where the scripting section just stops for a second. I have no idea why.
Yeah, when you start over, I wouldn't touch the spin dash at all. Just run. Like, not in the slightest.
I can't believe this. I'm getting advice.
So real quickly before we go forward, I wanna address something Emmy just decided to just kind of throw out there a little bit. So you're talking about how we were at Fan Jam 17.
Yeah.
And we were in the hotel.
Yeah.
And you were playing Emerald Coast and. What was that? I was in awe at you playing.
Yeah, you were looking at it. There's a recording. It's on Twitter. I retweeted it.
Okay.
And he was like looking at it like, oh man, how am I supposed to beat this time?
All right, so I want to address everyone's attention to SXSW 2017 in the same year, I think. Yeah, the same year I might add.
No, it was the next year.
Wait, it was? Wait.
Yes.
It was 2017, wasn't it?
Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right.
They showed forces, yeah. So
yeah, no, SXSW was first.
Yeah, so I remember you saying, I think this was verbatim. I can do you at any stage of Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm like, oh, is that so? So we played a couple of level stages.
Don't bring up Aquatic Mine. That wasn't fair.
And Aquatic Mine specifically.
The one emerald was misplaced.
Was it? Is that?
I found the first 2 emeralds within the same 10 seconds. And then the last one, it took me like multiple minutes. But I'll have you know that it took like 6 minutes to find all of them.
Oh, right. But who won though? Who?
But it took me 10 seconds to find the first 2.
Yeah, but who won though? Who won? Just go ahead and give it to me. I won. Like it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who's the person who didn't know that Hot Shelter was the only Sonic stage that didn't actually have Sonic in it?
Listen, that wasn't me. That was
So I tested him.
That was a clone. That was a clone me.
I didn't know.
No. It was.
I did a trivia with him. I made a trivia for my server, and I said, you know what? I want to ask you these questions and see if you know them. And he was like, okay. And I asked him, what is the one stage in Sonic Adventure that Sonic does not go through? I'm talking about action stages, not like boss battles. And this man went through.
Wow.
It took him probably like 10 minutes.
Wow.
I cannot believe that you guys did not see what just transpired. I think
Wait.
I think I just spent 10 minutes in Emerald Coast, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, why? Why though, Evan?
I don't know. I was on a loop and I fell off of it. Whatever, sometimes happens in Sonic.
Wait, I'm seeing it.
And then I was in the ocean and I was pressing buttons and I just would not die. And I just couldn't. And then I started to drown and it counted down to 3.
What?
And then it stopped and I was like, what? And then I had to restart. I literally could not die.
Well, I mean,
This game's glitched. I'm not bad. A thread.
Well, look. I mean, yeah.
So he sat here going like, okay, pick the cat. He goes through.
Oh, so we're going back to this. Okay.
This,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's all right.
Goes through this. Okay, Knuckles. And I'm just sitting here like, he said the name of the stage like 3 times. And then and that after like, again, it was probably 10 minutes, then he gave up. He's like, I don't know the answer. You are the almighty Sonic Adventure fan. You know everything. So what's the answer? They said it's Hot Shelter.
I can't believe that you were legit sitting here and telling these lies to all these people. I just... Oh, God in heaven. By the way, like, real quick, speaking of Sonic Adventure, yeah, and I'm clearly taking the spotlight off of me because that was really embarrassing. Anyway, the Dreamcast models, I love them. I love them so much.
Yeah, and if you disagree, sorry.
Oh!
So, my opinion is... Oh my gosh, Tails' eye just flipped. Anyway, despite that, the reason I like the Dreamcast models is not because they're the superior models. It's similar to, like... It's just the overall aesthetic of the game. The models fit the rest of the game, and the DX models feel like a weird hybrid of SA2 and Heroes, and it does not fit the more like gritty overall kind of tone of the rest of the game. Like when you have the Dreamcast models on, this feels like it could be on the N64. It feels closer to those kind of graphics, which it makes more sense to me because that's the era it came out, and it doesn't feel like the correct packaging unless it's the original. I think that's okay to feel, right?
Well, I don't think it's the wrong way to feel at all. I mean, my whole thing is when I say that I really love the models, it's more like I like that they're the proportions that they're supposed to be in this particular era. When they put them in DX, first of all, they put Vaseline over everybody, and I have no idea how that even. Everyone just looks super shiny, but the proportion of the characters were sort of altered to fit how they look. I think in Heroes, I think at the time, because that game came out around like when Sonic's big media push in 2003 was happening. So it's just that with these, they just look closer to the. They just look closer to the actual the characters were supposed to look. It's like Sonic kind of looks like his classic self in a sense with his proportions. They just stretch out a couple things like the length of his spikes and how big his shoes are, the buckles, green eyes, all that stuff.
It's also just a misleading design for what era this game actually took part in. And I feel like that contributed a little bit to the reception of the game as it evolved or devolved, some would argue, because DX, like with each port, the game lowers in quality and there's more and more glitches, which is why the Dreamcast conversion mod is so great, because they're really fixing a lot of those issues. They're trying their best. But like that changes the reception of the game, and now there's like a really skewed perception of the original game because it's been ported poorly so many times, and that's just so tragic because you can tell that like a serious amount of effort went into this game. And that's tragic to know that somebody else took someone else's game and ported it badly, and it became the bigger selling version of that game. And so history remembers your poorly copied art as the overall, reception. And that's like terrible. That sucks.
Right. I agree. And like, but the thing that I still have a hard time understanding right now is why it keeps happening this way. Like if fans can kind of come together and make different ports like Dreamcast, like what you're playing right now, why can't that be done when it has like official releases? Because like every time I've ever seen this game be released, like when they tried doing like Sega tries doing like it's the Sega Dreamcast like collection thing or whatever, and when they put Sonic Adventure in there, they use the same logo.
It's the DX one.
It's the DX one every time, yeah. Like, and I wonder why they do that and they don't just try to find a way to make it work in some way,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Broad question. Also, I died. Wow, I'm just bad. Evan's bad. Confirmed. The narrative continues. Anyway, what do you guys think's next for Sonic? Also, it's still taking me forever to die. Whatever. What do you guys think is next?
Emmy?
Next for Sonic.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Whatever. It's no
tough.
pressure. Oh, what is going
I
on?
guess it's tough, right? Oh my god, stop.
And I can't die. Like, there's something going on. I think I have like, okay. My mods recently updated, and there's a bunch of mods that are checked, but say in all capitals, remove. It didn't automatically remove them when I patched them. So I have a feeling that if I go back, remove all those remove mods, all of this will stop happening. This is clearly not the version of the game that I originally played right now, ladies and gentlemen. Stop saying I'm bad, please. I have a family of a dog.
Yeah, you gotta feed the dog.
I gotta feed the dog and the cat and the girlfriend. So, be nice to me, because I represent more than me. I'm a team. All right? What was I doing? I was opening Sonic Adventure again, because I'm live streaming right now.
Yeah, we're talking about the future of
Oh,
Sonic.
shit. Talkie mushrooms. What were you saying about the future?
Talking mushrooms. See, that's the thing. I just don't know what to expect. Because we're kind of in this weird place where we don't have any. Like, okay, so we have the movie, right? And with the movie, we've got a new, maybe not a whole entire cast announced, but we have a new Sonic, right? And that leads for me to ask if things are going to start shifting at some point. If they're going to leave Ben Schwartz for strictly the movie, or if they're going to change that at all. I don't know. It's tough because Ben Schwartz is a TV show actor. So and here's another thing. I don't know if people saw this on, like, what was it, Instagram? But one of the animators accidentally made a post saying, yeah, we're working on a new series. And while it was technically deconfirmed, also the post was removed, and I think it was just a sort of accidental leak. And if that's the case, and if there is something that's potentially going to television, it makes me wonder if we're going to continue on with Roger, or if we're going to get Ben. And if that's the case, are we going to get a new shift as for, like, what Sonic is and how he is being portrayed and written?
Doryan, what do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, what do you think?
I think, well, I definitely agree with everything with the movie. For me, I see them going in a direction that definitely leads towards a new evolution of Sonic, yes, but more kind of on the classic era of things, considering what they've been doing for the last, like considering what they've been doing for the last, let's see, hold on. For the last 8 years, because this whole like classic sort of retread didn't start happening until 2010 when Project Needle Mouse got announced for the first time. So, considering that Sonic Mania Adventures was a giant success, Sonic Mania was a giant success, even warranting another version of the game. Classics all over the place. Every new project we've seen coming out, like action figures and whatever else is always classic based. So like, you know, anytime I've ever seen any of the modern stuff, it just kind of seems to be just on obligation. So that tells me that it's just kind of time for a new era of Sonic, you know, sort of ending this classic and modern kind of, you know, division that we've been going through for the past, like, I want to say 7 years, because it really didn't start happening until Sonic Generations came out, when they actually differentiated the two. I see them changing cast. I see them definitely changing the cast, because, you know, we got to remember where Ben Schwartz is from. He's from television, and he's a part of like one of the hottest, you know, TV shows right now, which is DuckTales. Is one of the lead characters. So, you know, him and Sonic returning to television, and him playing the voice of the character just makes sense. So, especially considering, you know, Sonic Mania Adventures' giant success, just being released for free on YouTube, plus the movie can generate some of that. You know, I kind of see the movie kind of being like, this is the new one, kind of like what Adventure was back in like 98 and 99. Mm-hmm. You know, it's but yeah, you know, to kind of wrap it up. Yeah,
it's tough because a lot of times, like, I get why the assumption is that the movie will be so connected to what we see in the future of Sonic, because that's typically what we've seen in the past. Is Sega will make a big push, especially with Boom, and there was a cartoon and a game tie-in. Mm-hmm. But like, what if it's not? What if it actually has no bearing, and we get something that's literally just completely different from the movie? Because that would be another disjointed addition to the fan base, right?
Yeah, right. And see, that's why I don't see them doing that, because it's like, okay, I guess what's so wrong about having two different versions of Sonic is that it's not just considered two different versions, and that's fine. It's always like, which one is always better, because both of them are so radically different in both presentation and just how they both just kind of come off in general. And even when they've tried to take the modern Sonic into more of a classic feel, it just doesn't fit, because I think that the modern Sonic is just fundamentally more intricate. You know, it just has more to it. You can't really get away with the level of sort of blatant simplicity that the classics had back in the day. So, you know, when they do the movie, I think it's going to kind of go, you know, Transformers did to a certain extent, where like Transformers, when that movie came out, that basically informed everything of Transformers after that. That was, but
it really depends on the success of the movie, right? I feel like they really do it after the movie success.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like that is true too.
If it sells well, they'll be like, okay, people like this moving forward.
Yeah, because you know what happened to Green Lantern. They had a whole cartoon and everything ready when the movie that was it. So, so you know, we'll just have to see.
It happened again.
I hope the movie's good.
Oh, is that how delayed the stream is? Did it just happen to you again?
Yeah, I just saw it again.
I can't believe it. I thought I fixed it, but it happened again. Maybe I'm just bad after all. Oh, I didn't even get the key, and I died. I died? What is going on? Why is this the streaming? You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna do some shout outs for some subscriptions. What's going on with this? Wait, where am I? What? What? Did I find a secret? A secret land? What is this?
Wait, Emmy, are you seeing this?
Look, I'm underneath the thing.
Look, he's underneath the
Help me!
Windy Valley entrance.
I'm trapped under the weed leaves.
Oh my lord! You're under there.
Help!
Oh my god, I've never seen that before.
Help me! I'm trapped. What's going on? Shout outs for subscriptions. Thanks. I can. That is just okay. Somebody slammed on the keyboard. Subscribed. Mato Brito has subscribed. Literally. Oh, I will try to pronounce it. I'll spell it out for you. EHRJCNFC VKFFDGOJ subscribed. Mateo Brito subscribed. Lemon Baskets have subscribed. Sonic the Hedgehog / Tony Pina has subscribed. Thanks, guys, for the subscriptions. I'm trapped and I cannot escape this pit of death. Help.
Hey, you know what's really interesting? I really wonder one of the explorers. Like, there's ever been a situation where one just fell in there and they just couldn't get out. You know, like the little explorers they have walking around.
Yeah.
Mystic ruins.
No, that's why they don't walk around. They're petrified to move. Oh.
I mean, I'm just kind of like, you know, like a giant island just kind of comes out of the sky. You ask, you know, those really important questions when that kind of thing happens. It's kind of a big deal.
All right, let's open the floor to some cute. Oh, sorry. Ask that first. What's that?
I was saying, how are you finding all of these glitches? I've never seen these before.
Honestly, my like every stream I've had, there's something that goes wrong, and now that there's no lag, now that the lag has stopped on your end, now that the quality is like high, the microphone sounds better than it did last time. It was really quiet last time. Everything's going really well. So now my unlucky life has manifested itself into the very thing that I love, Sonic the Hedgehog, into my favorite game, one of my favorite games. Now it's stuck in the thing I love most, and I can never escape.
I kind of want to see you play Sonic 06 so you can find all the glitches I never found.
I probably would, because I'm just, you know what? To be perfectly honest, hashtag Evan is bad is very true. I don't play games in my free time, so they take a lot of my focus to get it right. Other people, it seriously happened again. I know what's causing it. I'm just being dumb, and now I gotta quit again. Let's open the floor to some Q&A from the chat. So guys, do you have any questions for us? Do you like us? Do you want to hang out? I'm free like most days.
Will you validate me?
Will I?
Yeah.
Yeah. You are valid.
Oh, thank you. Doryan, will you validate me in my Hercules pajamas?
What?
Okay,
he
fine.
doesn't like Hercules.
But just because of the pants. I didn't like the movie. I didn't like her. Okay. I think that the decision to kind of make it a church choir in regard to the into the musical was pretty brilliant. I think art's great. I think it's good, but in terms of the story and everything, it just does not. It is not cohesive on like any real level. It has hints of it, but it's just not. It is not together. It's just I like Hades though. Hades is really fun.
My game is glitched. It's true. I can't fix it, so we're just gonna keep moving forward. Oh yeah, I just realized I have no music on. What am I doing with my life? Gosh, let's
see.
I meant to make this playlist longer, but I'm gonna have to just go back to the playlist from last stream. I can link it again. Fine. I'll just switch back. Some more remix goodness. We definitely have got some questions in the chat to answer. So
I'm seeing them. Excuse me?
What?
Someone in the chat said, "Why do you like the human abomination known as mint chocolate? Mint chocolate is honestly the best thing.
I like it. I really like it. I got mint Oreo. You know what? Thanks for reminding me. I've got Oreo Thins, mint, and I'm gonna eat them right now because you don't like them, whoever you are.
Listen.
Your patty mints. I've got a whole bag of them.
I just want to just make something clear to the audience. All right. Okay. So.
Doryan's a liar.
So imagine.
This is about Hercules again.
Can you really trust?
We're talking about mint chocolate, and you're bringing up Hercules. Come on, this is a stretch, buddy. You need to let it go.
Look. All right. So just imagine waking up in the morning, okay, and you just you crack your back, you yawn, you stretch, you're feeling good, you know, and you go into the bathroom, all right. You take your toothbrush, you put toothpaste on it, and you just, you know, you.
Are you about to roast mint chocolate right now?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about mint chocolate. Right? So
Are we gonna fight right now?
It's really good.
Look, so you brush your teeth like any normal hygienic human being.
Here we go.
Right? And then you use mouthwash. You know, you use mouthwash a couple of times, and then you just, you know, you're all fresh. And then you walk into your kitchen. You open the cabinet with Hershey's inside. And you eat the chocolate.
No, that's not the experience.
What mint chocolate is.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Have you ever brushed your teeth and drank orange juice?
Mint is a flavor, it's not an experience. Brushing your teeth is brushing your teeth. Mint is a leaf. You don't, what do you mean? Why do you,
There's no fluoride
what?
in anything.
Toothpaste is mint flavored. So
Listen,
Oreos are not, or mint Oreos are not toothpaste Oreos. They are mint,
Yeah.
and toothpaste is mint flavored. Not always, but mostly. Why is it mint's fault?
Because it's disgusting with chocolate.
Mint is innocent until
No.
proven guilty. Meep meep. 189 donated $5. You can wait, Doryan. You can fix the glitches by getting rid of the mods and then say remove and then update the DC mod a single file. The old files are messing it up. Probably. You're probably right.
Also, his name is Evan.
Whose name?
I kept calling you Matt.
Oh, yeah, I ain't Matt. That's no. What happened to the whole meme? Where's Matt? Matt's gone, guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to bring it up, but
No,
I guess we got it.
Hey gamers.
Yeah, there's Matt. Oh, there we go. Channel saved. We're good. Everybody, don't panic. Matt is here to save Tails' channel. We did it.
I love classic Sonic. Buy Sonic Mania with money.
Why can't I just like
I bought
Sonic?
with money.
I don't like classic Sonic. I don't like modern Sonic. I don't like any of the Sonics. I just like Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on? Tails is. I've never seen this many glitches.
Wait, there was a glitch with Tails? I didn't even see.
Yeah, he was floating.
Maybe I'm desensitized. Maybe I've become the glitch. Help me.
Oh Lord.
That was a very evil laugh, Doryan. I'm gonna have some of these mint Oreos.
That's good.
evil. Oh Lord.
What about my girlfriend?
Mint chocolate?
You said Lord.
Lord? Oh. Is that how she's addressed? You just
No, her name. No. No, her name is
My
Lords.
Lord and Savior.
Wait, what?
What?
Is that how you speak to her?
No, her name is Lords.
Lords?
Yeah,
Like plural?
like Lords. I can't even use the stairs in this version of the game. Look at this. All right, if there was any debate going on in the chat that my game isn't glitched, watch this. I press the direction and I walk upstairs, and I can't even do it. I fall right through them.
They can't climb the stairs. Oh my God in heaven.
It's amazing that I even made it this far, chat. Maybe I'm good.
Do you think that maybe it... Yeah, go ahead, Em.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was gonna say, do you think with Evan here, maybe Sonic might be able to actually get into Hot Shelter?
You think
know
I'd be
what?
able to make it in time?
You know what?
No, there's no way. With this copy?
I think he probably could. Sonic and Hot Shelter. I wonder if he could make it. Well, maybe he could make it. I'm sure he could. Well, then again, they don't finish levels the same way, so probably.
Yeah,
not.
they don't.
If Tails went in there, he could. But
No, stop.
I don't think Tails has gone in there.
no, he hasn't. But he.
Oh, I remember Pasquale asked a really long time ago, what's your favorite glitches in Sonic games? Mine is that metal box glitch in Sonic 06 where you just stand on top of it and do the sweeping kick and you go directly upwards. I don't know, it's just so easy to activate.
No, I've never done that before. That's cool.
I like it.
Does it have to be real?
What? You're gonna make up a glitch? My favorite is the one where Sonic is good.
well, like I really know this is necessarily like a glitch was an interesting thing. So apparently, I don't know if this is true. I'm not really sure, but I'm sure a lot of you know, like Wendy and Speed's Highway and stuff. Like they do like these really awesome Sonic adventure-based videos where they just reveal all kinds of secrets and stuff. And this one time they did a video where apparently, and again, I don't know if this is true, but if you go into the game's code or something like that, or some sort of internal thing with the game, and you type like "Shut up, Ryan" or something, it silences Sonic for the whole. Yeah, he's silent. He's silenced for the entire game or something like that. I don't know.
Whoa.
That's really funny.
It was great. Like his mouth doesn't even move. He's just silent throughout the whole game. There's a video for it. I think it's on Wendy's channel.
Wait, where am I going?
Yeah.
I would just want to be in Mystic Ruins all the time. But Mystic Ruins at night, though. I feel like if you play the story, I feel like if you play the story normally, you never see this. Like I went the wrong way, but now I'm treated with this. Come on, Stairs. I never thought that Stairs would be the hardest thing for Sonic to accomplish. Sonic versus Stairs, death battle coming soon. Sonic will lose to that too because he lost to Mario apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sonic got ripped off with that totally. Like that's not even. Nah.
Lord stopped watching it when a wisp came out.
Like just the whole thing.
Oh, he got the burst wisp, and she paused it and was like, "I can't do this." She's like, "It's
Wait, what are we talking about?
the Sonic versus Mario death
Oh,
battle."
don't bring up. Oh no, not the death battle.
The death battle. Sonic got totally off on so many levels. Like that's not even.
Bro, they gave Mario 45 seconds of star power when it's only supposed to last 10 seconds. Well, they gave Hypersonic only 45 seconds instead of 50.
And what's even worse is
Dang, you did your homework.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's really silly that if you like together dissect this thing like to death.
What you saw, you're like, "This can't be. We must disprove it."
I mean, it was. I mean, it's silly because it's just kind of like, okay, notice in like the whole area, there are power-ups everywhere for Mario. Like, so Sonic can get some rings or something because either like Hypersonic or Supersonic for that matter is always, his ability to keep it is always like dependent on how many rings he has. So imagine if he just had, I don't know, found 100 rings, 50, plus 50 or whatever, and he was able to stay longer, he would have beaten Mario. Sonic got totally handicapped. So
I don't even understand why people don't realize that when talking about a Mario versus Sonic fight, you should just basically assume that using power-ups is not allowed because it is too complicated to play that game. That is like a very situational game. They should have eliminated that immediately right off the bat. Like none of that. Because that makes no sense. It means that the entire fight is super situational. Are you kidding me? And the Goku versus Superman fight, Goku didn't get all 7 Dragon Balls against Superman. If he did, he would beat Superman. Like, you don't give Goku the 7 Dragon Balls, so why are you giving Mario this, that, and what the other? Just have him fight. And you said it last time, Death Battle. The basic stats, I don't know. And that whole explosion thing, I was like, are you serious? There has got to be a scene where Sonic takes a big explosion. Is there not?
Well, like in the game's lore and stuff?
There has to be something. I mean, Mario makes spin-off games. He doesn't even try to make continuity. So that would mean that I don't know.
I mean, so like Sonic survived an explosion, I think.
There has to be
I
something.
don't think SA2 counts because he used Chaos Control to avoid an explosion.
Yeah, that's true. Well, like there's hold on, there's got to be something here. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if it's considered a spin-off, but like in the OVA, remember that? Well, never mind. He didn't get caught in the explosion. He got winded by it, but not like. But even so, it's just like, if you want to take Sonic being like, because the whole thing was he got lit on fire in the big ball, he got thrown and then he exploded.
Yeah.
So Sonic can take burning in the atmosphere unconscious and falling like straight to shore.
Oh wait, why didn't they take that into account? Sonic Unleashed, falling literally from space to the Earth. That's got to be some durability, huh?
Yeah.
That's what we thought when we saw them both falling. We're like, oh, Sonic's got this in the bag. He falls on his face all the time.
Yeah, like that's just.
Did they even mention that?
I don't remember.
They did not.
What is the I feel like I need to know this. What is the durability required to like survive?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think all you can really do is.
Oh, wait a minute. I know exactly why it's a null and void point. Because Sonic didn't actually survive the fall all the way. He was stopped by like Chip's energy or something.
The first time. But
Yeah.
what about the second?
Well, the second time he wasn't it wasn't clear if he was thrown out of orbit. He was just thrown high.
Okay.
Doryan's lagging again. Is it just me?
A little bit.
No.
Oh no, you're okay now. He also fell in Black Knight.
From a different.
Maybe
Well, yeah, but that's like.
definitely not from orbit, but again, it's shown on multiple occasions that he can take a fall. Oh,
Right.
wait a minute! No!
There needs to be like a giant feat,
No!
though.
Here we go.
What
Ready?
is it?
Sonic X, and they were counting the shows. They were counting Sonic X in season 3, episode 53. He falls from orbit, and he's fine.
Three.
Yes.
They were excluding cartoons so long as they are in line with. I think they said in line with Mario winning. In line with. I think There's something they say that I didn't fully understand. I think it's worth looking into. But he says something like, if the cartoon is in line with the games, then they use the cartoon in question, if that makes sense. But that would apply to Sonic X.
They did mention Sonic X, I think, at one point.
Yeah, well, because also Sonic X is like, in a lot of ways, is like a legit adaptation to the actual games. So, so like that does work. Plus, Sonic has fallen from orbit like multiple times before. So basically, like the only thing hostile from him falling from orbit is him getting caught in the like burning in the Earth's atmosphere, which he can take, apparently.
Yeah, no, you see it in episode 53 as he's going down. You see fire.
Yeah, like he's on fire.
Yeah, and he was fine.
Like he was just unconscious for a few days and just got up like, oh, well, that was interesting. Like,
yeah, he was just like, oh, okay, time to go.
Yeah, it was totally, yeah, like it was like how he got treated during that fight. He didn't get to use just as many power-ups. It's silly. It doesn't make any sense. It's all like what Evan was saying earlier. It's all situational. I think there was someone that asked a question to all of us. I have to see.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, Kyle the Hedgehog Smith is just asked, did all of us like Sonic X? So I guess we can go in a row. If we can start with Emmy.
I love Sonic X. Sonic X is literally the best thing to ever happen to my life. I love Sonic X. Honestly, I'm sorry guys. I think I love Sonic X more than like the games technically, but I also still love the games a lot too. So like if I had to choose between the games and Sonic X, I'd have to pick Sonic X because it was everything to me growing up, and it inspired me to want to do voice acting and stuff. So I'm like, nah, man, it's good. Moving on.
Well, for me, I love Sonic. I only love Sonic X. Sonic X, Sonic X from episodes, 1 to 9 is like this is the greatest thing ever. When it started to get more into like the slice of life, comedic kind of weird elements in video game adaptations and all that stuff, it was kind of like, but I really liked I thought that the beating Eggman saga was cool. That two-part series when they finally took out Eggman's. Yeah, like that was really dope. And I liked. And my favorite piece of Sonic X though is the ending. Like I think episodes
52 or 78.
No. 50, 51, and 52. Like all those together.
Yeah.
Because it's just 52 is just so like, good lord.
So good. It's so good.
Because I remember actually we were like, I remember we were watching it together once, and I was like, "You know that Sonic cries, right?" She was like, "What? Yeah, like at the end." Like,
no, the wind was just in his eye. It's the wind. It's just the wind, man.
It's so sad because like he's still
smiling. He was smiling. He was smiling on his face, and there were tears coming from his eyes, and that honestly destroyed me. Like, oh no.
I have to have enough. This is the maximum amount of rings.
Like when they okay, I don't know why this is, but there are a couple different versions of that episode with different songs. Maybe it's because of the DVD releases, I'm not sure, but like when they play,
you punched a hole through Tails' head. Sorry, that's what it looks like on screen.
When they, good lord, when they play, oh my god, it does punch through his eye. No, but they played the final song on Sonic Adventure 2 at the end. And I'm just like, on episode 52, when everything was all over with the final flashback scene with Chris and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, that's just...
It's so sad.
Too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I remember when in episode 76, when they used the Reflection music from Sonic Adventure 1.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think that may be like, that might be my favorite scene in the show, because I think
it's mine.
And yeah, I actually didn't know about it until Emmy told me about it. I mean, because I had only seen a lot of season 3 because of 4 Kids. I never like actually sat down and watched the Japanese version because I just never had access to it. So she showed me that scene, and it's like it's so great to watch because like whenever there are times when I'm feeling like I'm kind of like at my limit, I can't go on, feeling like I can't have confidence, I always watch that, and it just really kind of just lights a fire and kind of keeps me going.
That's
So it's
awesome. Will you describe the scene for people who don't know?
Sure. Basically, Sonic and everyone are fighting these things called the Betterex, but they've transformed. I don't know what they call these, but they transform into these alien looking things from. They look like these creatures from this company called Dogma on this Sega game called Sega Gaga that came out I think like in the early 2000s or something like that. Sorry.
Do you need to know the context? Basically.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. Like someone was someone was over here like wait.
Huh?
Sorry, I could see them. Anyway, no. I don't know what they're called, but anyway, Sonic goes to try to fight them, and he ends up getting sucked into this other state of consciousness. And
no, he gets swallowed into like the planet.
Is it not
as completely filled with water?
Right. Okay. Okay, great. So basically, when he's running through Dark Oak, is essentially telling him that the world begins and ends with animals and living creatures destroying plants, and this is the world that just kind of keeps happening. Plants grow, animals come, they destroy everything, and everything just keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again. And basically Sonic's like, I don't really care like if the world is doomed. I'm going to keep going anyway. And so it's just kind of him just kind of keep going on and on and on and on, despite being told that his efforts are for naught and they're not worth anything. And he's just like, well, that doesn't really matter to me because I still have friends that are waiting for me on the other side. And he just keeps going until he finally gets himself out. Like he literally willed his way out. It's great.
Yeah, it was such a good scene.
I think that Sonic X is very narratively what I want from Sonic. I think ideally, I don't hold narrative as highly as most people do, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have a shallow perception of it. A lot of people make that assumption for people who care less about something, but if I had the added element, I fused two words together. If I had the added element of caring a little bit more about narrative, the thing I'd be looking for is something like Sonic X or in the adventure era style, for sure. I forget where I was going with that. I remember. The issue a little bit for me is in the execution a lot, because Sonic X, animation-wise, even on its best episodes, I think the designs themselves really fail to do the character of Sonic, at least physically, justice. He overall, like across the board of the entire show, moves really stiffly. And a character like Sonic, it's super important that you do like really awesome stuff with the animation, because his design is literally made to be super easy to draw, doing quick, fun things on screen. And I feel like if you don't see Sonic doing that, it's like wasted potential. And since it's like an animation like show, I feel like I don't see it as often as I'd hope. They often resort to like, an animated run cycle scrolling across the screen, or like a quick swipe of a blue light for him to move quickly, which the narrative, I said, I like. It's just the action is a little bit lacking for the most part. I know there are some great key animators. There are some scenes I can think of right off the top of my head. The animation-wise is quite impressive. It just doesn't happen quite as frequently as I'd hope for such a movement-focused character like Sonic. But that just makes me even more excited for the future, because there's so much potential in the character. So, let's do it. With the push of people recently to bring back narrative, and the exciting stuff that we're getting from Tyson Hess animation-wise, and we've had a lot of awesome animation from Sonic Team anyways. If we somehow find a way to put those two things together, I think we're gonna get something really, really amazing. And that's untapped potential too. So I think it's worth being really excited for the future. So when I see people leaving, I'm like, all right, I don't know. All I can see is like I'm waiting for all the things to align, because while this brand is inconsistent at times, it sometimes gets the W, and it's worth the wait. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like I think, I really can't wait to see what they got going on for the future, because everything's just kind of been so great. I guess for me, what I want to see, or what I want to know rather, is like, okay, so what form is Sonic going to take with this going forward? Because clearly, there are all these different things happening right now, and I'm just kind of wondering, like, are we kind of in the moment where we're getting a new one? Because we kind of are at moments where things kind of hit their peak, which we've just kind of seen. Like, I honestly, with Sonic Mania, I don't think you can really do anything else with Classic Sonic, to really be honest with you. I think that's like that's the top. It kind of feels like Sonic in 1997, where it's like, okay, we really can't do anything else other than what we've already done with this character, so we just have to evolve him going forward. And I feel like with the modern one, we've kind of gotten to that place too. At least creatively, I mean, apparently, because everything that just kind of seems to be tried as like, oh, we want to try something new with this kind of thing, it doesn't fit what Sonic is like on any real level. Kind of, it just kind of is, it's something else completely. So I'm curious as to what the future is going to be in regards to what new form Sonic is going to take going forward, and I hope that they stick with it, because something that really bothered me about the 06 era was that they just kind of threw everything away. It was a situation where, like, their idea, what they had, what they were going for was neat. It just the way it was done just wasn't working, really. So instead of trying to refine it and change it, they just totally threw everything out and just started over.
And it's interesting because when you when you read these Azuka interviews recently, he talks about like making something that resembles the adventure games. He talks about that as like potentially stepping the franchise back. But like, if you follow the series, like all three of us have, it's a very different story, because that it really wasn't a linear progression for Sonic. Sonic first started out as a series that really dedicated itself to always bring something new to the table as a gaming leader. And then all of a sudden after 06, they just stopped. The story that we as fans that have followed the brand from the beginning know is that whether or not you like 06, Sonic Team as a leader of game design stopped after 06. Meaning they were right there in the thick and thin of it with the other AAA devs, introducing and implementing the newest technology in their games. They're still doing it a little bit. Of course, it's Sonic Team, and their production visually is always spot on, and audibly spot on. I will say that for sure. Totally, but it's just not quite. There's definitely less content behind that to support it nowadays. The package is definitely smaller now, and that's the story we know.
Well, like I agree. Like, it definitely just kind of took a nosedive in terms of like, I guess having any effort into it that, like, story-wise.
Well, it's just the games we get now. Many would argue they are more focused products. They are like, people would say that like they appreciate less playable characters because now they can finally just play as Sonic and play what they love the series for, and that is fine. That is fair. But I think where it gets wishy-washy is like when you go, wait a minute, 3 and Knuckles, everyone plays like the same but different. Why can't we have that? That was like what the characters were originally. And then you think about it, and like every Sonic character can fit into that formula, like Cream, Amy, like they've all fit before. So then you're like, wait a minute. There really isn't any reason that we can't play as a different, like from a different character's perspective and have an interesting narrative, a different new angle to see. Like, there's no reason we can't do that anymore because of things that were established in 3 and Knuckles. And when you think about that, you're like, why wouldn't you want more characters? There really isn't any reason to not want them. You don't have to play as them, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They should be optional. You know, if you want to play through once.
I think that's why people don't like the extra characters, because when you play with them, you're doing something else other than what you bought the game for. You know, it's kind of like I realized this when I played Sonic Adventure 2 after a really, really long time. I noticed that every time I played a game, I'd either play with Sonic or I played with Shadow. I really wouldn't play with anybody else. And it's not like because I didn't want to, it's just because like what I come to play Sonic for is to do the things that Sonic does.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
You're not here to do all these other things. It's fun to experiment, it's fun to do those things, that's great, but I wish that if we're gonna be in a situation where, you know, you have to do this to play the game going forward or just, you know, progress in any way, you know, there's a formula. You wanna do extra stuff, like extra activities, okay, great. Kind of like how Generations, you know, like it had its main game, but if you wanted to do other stuff on the side for extras, you know, it was open. You know, you could do that. But yeah, I think until they created an environment where all the characters are on the same page, where you're essentially doing the same things as them as Sonic can, and kind of having to focus like gameplay style, I don't think people are going to come around generally on those characters. I think as a fandom, you know, as a community, people like them because, I mean, you know, like that's, you know, this is just what we're in. But general audiences, it's probably just going to be a no. You know, it's like going to a food restaurant and ordering a particular dish, and you get everything else other than what you ordered. You know, you're not going to go back.
Emmy, do you read Sonic comics? Says Kyle the Hedgehog Smith.
I don't read the current ones, I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not that I don't like them, it's just that I can't get to the comic book store. And so, like, I will download them sometimes and go through some of them, but I just am not terribly in touch with when they come out or anything. I read the one with Whisper, and I'm like, that's great. This is super cool. I also read the one where, what was it? Was it issue 7 where they went up on the? It was like very heroes centric. Was that issue 7?
The one with medals. Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah. I read that one because I saw a few pictures of it and I'm like, oh, looks beautiful. But other than that, I only read those 2. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that I need to get better at buying them and reading them, that's all.
Gotcha. For me, I think my opinion is pending.
Yes, mood. I get it.
I think for the ones that I love, like, if I had to pick, okay, it's kind of like this. If I could choose, I would go back to the Archie stuff. And I say that because I just think that with the Archie comics, there was so much of a history with it that Ian Flynn, the writer, was able to just take things in so many more interesting places, and it was great. And then, like, it just kind of got, like, now I'm talking about, like, before the big push for video game stuff. Because, I mean, after a while, it just started to become, like, you know, adaptations from the video games and cameos and stuff like that. But, like, you know, all that stuff before the Deathbed came back and they started doing, like, Sonic Genesis series and things like that, it was great. You know, it was like a political thriller. You had all these interesting things happening, all these different kinds of characters and motivation and fights and all that stuff. It was amazing. And I just think that I just don't feel that with the IDW comics, there's as much freedom to be able to do those things, because I feel like it's a lot more controlled now because, you know, they're trying to make this like an extension of the games. Like, canonically speaking, this is after Sonic Forces.
I kind of like that, though.
I mean,
if I may, like, I guess I would like that idea if this was going on back during, like, the adventure era, because that's sort of similar to, like, what I liked about Sonic X when they had brought in those adaptations of those things. So like back then, that's why I like issue 7. I'm like, oh, it's like kind of like Sonic Heroes in a comic. Okay, I'll read this one. I just didn't like Sonic Forces, so it's like most of the comics are geared around a game that I wasn't crazy about, and that's
Right.
kind of why I'm not going out of my way.
Oh, and you're probably not alone.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, it just kind of, it just doesn't to have that. It doesn't have like that spark that the Archie comics did. Like, do you guys remember when you were kids and this is like for everyone that's really young, comic books used to be sold at the grocery store. And
Oh yeah, that's how I got them.
right.
Yeah.
So okay, so y'all remember like 2000, maybe like 99 or 2000 when you just go into the comic book store and you saw that they were doing freaking Adaptation to Sonic Adventure with the comics on the stands. It's just like, there's this, yeah, like, the franchise I just feel back then was just better equipped for this kind of thing. So I guess it was just fundamentally more interesting, So like if the comics are gonna mend with the games and kind of create a big cohesive world, I think that's good. The problem is that, well, do we like what the games are doing? Because at least for me, for a while, what was so great about the comics when it came to the Archie stuff was that if I was playing the games and I didn't like what was happening with the games at the time, I could always just go to the comics and read a story that I was into, so I didn't have to miss out on my Sonic fix for the time.
Yep.
It was, but now they're just kind of, it's kind of like, well, if you don't like Wisp and you don't like Forces and all the extra stuff, you're not gonna like the comics, and it's just kind of.
Yeah, that's why again I saw issue 7 and I'm like, oh, honey, I'ma read this because it looks like it came from, Sonic Heroes.
I'd say that I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. I mean, my take on them is that I'm seeing it as a humble beginning. I hope they stray away from the Forces stuff. I think it's a good foundation to build your comic on. That's fine. But I want to see how they rebuild this new world, so that we see a new world. I hope it's a new world. I hope they don't just rebuild a boring world that we've already seen. So there's something to look forward to, I suppose, because it feels more like a start to something bigger. So I'm on board. So far, things have been simple, but I'm okay with that. But that means that my expectations for the future are higher, so.
Yeah,
I get that.
We'll just have to see how it goes so far. I mean, like from what it seems like, they just kind of finished their big. I think they're calling them seasons. I think so. They just really.
Oh, interesting.
I think they're calling them that. Yeah, so they just kind of got done with a really big one, and kind of from what I'm seeing so far, it just kind of. Because okay, one thing I hope that they're not going to do is just kind of how do I say this? Like one thing I hope that they don't do is keep looking for like highlight times, like focus, make stories that focus on big crazy elements and just kind of lead up to them. Because I feel like the Metal Sonic story in particular did that, because it's like. When we have this start of this mysterious person doing all these things after the Forces situation happened, then they have this subplot of Eggman being Eggman, but not really being Eggman. Maybe it is, he remembers things, maybe not, I'm not sure. And then we kind of get this Metal Sonic reveal out of nowhere, and then it's like, okay, he's taking over the island and he's a super version of himself. Like, they went from 0 to 60 really, really fast. And so I just hope that, as time goes on, we kind of have these moments where we can pause and have the characters interact with each other in this world, like a lot of how the Archie comics did, before all of the crazy things were happening that also led to its end, because they had times where when Sally turned into the mecha version of herself, it wasn't a thing where in one issue Sonic got thrown out of the Death Egg and he got his friends and they just destroyed the Death Egg and rescue Sally and everything's great. It's no, it took a minute. There were issues, that were feeling all that stuff out. It felt, you could breathe a little bit. It just felt like it existed in a world where these people actually felt things and just kind of action scene to action scene to action scene. I just hope that the IDW comics don't go there, because that would be a shame to see that if that happened. But yeah.
What do we all think of the Sonic movie so far, based on the news we got?
Well, Doryan is incredibly happy about Ben Schwartz for starters.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Oh my,
We actually talked about it. We are, I'm not even kidding. It was like a week before they announced it. We were in a call and we were just like, if you could have, let's say hypothetically Sonic had a new voice for the movie, who would we want? I picked, I can't remember his name even. Do you remember what his name was?
Jason Griffith.
What was he on? No, she said that.
Much.
She said that actually, and I was like, that doesn't.
Yeah, I wanted Jason Griffith. But we're like, okay, if it has to be a new person. But then I picked someone who also kind of sounds like Jason Griffith.
She did.
I did. What is his name though?
I don't remember.
He's in the new Fully Cooley.
Jason Griffith wasn't Fully Cooley.
I know, but it was another guy from the new Fully Cooley.
I was like, did you? When we were doing that, I was like, did you just legit pick like? Hold on, I'm gonna look and see if it.
Yeah, because it was a guy that sounded like Jason. He was like, "You can't do Jason." I'm like, "Okay," and then it was this guy who sounded almost identical to Jason. Robbie Damon, that's it.
Robbie Damon, yeah, I found it just now. Yeah, Robbie Damon. Yeah, he plays Ide, the main character of Fully Cooley Progressive. Fully Cooley Progressive, yeah.
Yeah. And he sounds great, so I picked him. But then Doryan said, I think it'd be really cool if Ben Schwartz was Sonic. And he's like listening to like Ben Schwartz clips and like he was obsessed with this and we were talking about it. And then like it was not even a week later this happened and I texted him and I said, get on Discord right now. And then we get on Discord and he's like, what's going on? And I said, all right, I want you to, are you sitting down? Yeah, I'm sitting down. And I linked it to him. He's like, oh my gosh!
just like the
That's awesome.
chances, the literal chances of that. I'm like, are you kidding me? That was awesome. Yes. And like immediately, I took to my computer and just made like this picture for Ben because all right, I got obsessed with Ben because I love the new Ninja Turtles cartoon that Nickelodeon's doing right now, and Ben Schwartz is Leonardo. And like I heard him like, you would be perfect for Sonic, it would be great. And like when we were in the call, I kept playing clips of him fighting people. I was like, Amy, wouldn't this be great if he were Sonic? And then like as soon as I found out that he was him, I took my computer and made an image for Ben of him like something Leonardo does in there, but I just replaced him for Sonic, and I was like, welcome to the family, Ben, and just freaked out. It was great. Oh, it was great. So good. So excited. I cannot wait to see his version of Sonic because he's just such a cool dude, and I love him on, I believe he's on Parks and Recreation, I think. And yeah, like I love his stuff so much, and I cannot wait to see him on the
What about Jim Carrey as Eggman, though?
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. At first, I was like, huh? But then I kind of had to think about like, okay, what kind of movie is this going to be, and like, to what extent are they bringing these characters? And then I remember Jim being on stuff like The Mask, and then I remember him being on Kick-Ass 2, where we were like, oh my God, that's Jim Carrey. So. So I'm, like, and plus he's funny. I mean, just as long as he doesn't, as long as the director, creates a good Eggman, then I think he'll be fine. But I don't think that it's a situation where Jim, just on the basis of his skill, is something to worry about. I think it's just more so what kind of Eggman are we being given, from the directors and producers and all that stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of agree with that.
They couldn't have casted anyone better, I feel like. I mean...
Yeah, I can see that. I don't see anyone else.
I can't really think of anybody else. Lords and I were looking at 06, like the opening of 06, and the body type of Eggman in 06 is literally the Grinch. Like, it's the same shape.
gosh.
It's the same shape. And I'm like, it's so easy to imagine what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating mint Oreos. This has been established to the displeasure of some viewers. They're delicious!
I'm eating some York Patty mints right now.
Nice.
I'm just disgusted. So
Tails likes mint candy, so...
It's okay.
Well, see, Tails. See, Tails. See, here's the thing about Tails. All right.
What?
Yeah.
He's a good. Listen. He's a good mechanic. I'll give him that. But man, like,
Yeah?
Are you about to
Is that
roast
is that
the
how you
boy?
feel? Are we gonna have a problem?
This is Tails' channel. You better watch your self and step.
Watch yourself.
Your step and self. Both of them. Your stelk. You better watch them.
No, but like in all seriousness though, I think actually seeing what Eggman's gonna look like, because we've had the one of the storyboard artists for the film was on Twitter putting out some material for us to look at, and basically one of them was a shot of Eggman. And if I know anything about doing storyboards for live action movies, is that you're gonna at least want your character to look somewhat like the person playing it. So
wait, does that mean that you think it's gonna? You think Sonic's gonna have a blue mouth, like he did in that?
I don't think. It's been like I have a couple of theories about that. I'm not like what I think is that Sonic. Okay, I don't think that Sonic's look has been finalized yet, like at all, because I think that they have, I think that they've kind of got an idea about what it's going to look like in terms of his height and stuff like that, because they've already wrapped up filming the movie. But I think that they're going to make something that kind of leads more to the shape of Sonic back in the 90s, I think, because when you look at that sketch that the guy made, it looks very similar in terms of his shape and stuff to how
Oh yeah.
wait, God, what is his name? It's wait, I know what it is. I can't think of it right now. God, who was he? It was Martin something. Greg Martin. When Greg Martin did the artwork for the American box art for Sonic, like he's shaped in that way.
Oh my gosh, do you think it's gonna be American box art Sonic? People are gonna be so mad about that.
Definitely. Like in terms of his shape, like how he is, like, yeah, like that.
Oh man, I know a few people who will not be happy about that.
Well, I don't think it's that bad. I think I don't think it's that bad. It's just a thing.
I don't know what's worse, being a modern fan and experiencing like it being classic Sonic in the movie, or being a classic fan who has modern fan friends that has to like compress their joy. Do you know what I mean? Because that's me, right? Like I don't care, honestly. If it's American box art Sonic, literally when I fell in love with Sonic, that's how he looks. So there is, you know what I mean? Like my heartstrings do get pulled. I know it's an inferior design. I don't care. That's what I'm saying. And I have to compress my joy. Like it'll be classic Sonic, and I'll be like, yeah. Like I'll have to go, oh, it's so bad. I hate it. Like I have to like, what do I do with myself? Emmy, what am I supposed to do?
I like his shapes. Like, I think his shapes were really neat. He had these dynamic shapes about his design. I thought they were neat. Like, I mean, you know, I used to trace that stuff on like notebook paper when I was a little kid. You know, it was like it was neat. At least I thought it was neat. It's just like all these other versions are cool and they're great, but I just kind of think that they that, you know, I don't know. It just kind of had this edge about it. You know, it had this interesting thing with it. Like he looked kind of weird, and that was a little alluring, you know, to how he looked back then. But I think, but it's not going to be like I don't think a carbon copy. It's definitely going to be something that's been inspired. You know what? Here's what I'm curious about. Do you think they're going to do like the Mohawk thing?
Oh, I hope not.
Or like when he has like, you know, like multiple spikes on his head and his back and all that.
I don't know what to I feel like he will have multiple spikes on his back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we were just talking about the hypothetical, like how it would be if it was American box art Sonic. I don't expect it to be American box art Sonic. I expect it to be modern Sonic. But I was just putting myself in that position of like, holy crap, if that happened, that would like suck for people who are modern fans, but also suck for some classic fans, because it's gonna be hard to, because you're gonna have, the tension is gonna be so high. I like classic Sonic, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but there are so many people who hate him, and it's just like, why? It's just, what did he do? He's so innocent.
I mean, like for me, the thing I'm definitely most curious about is like it's gonna look in general, because like Sonic's design is inherently cartoony, You know, it just, and I think like if the Eddie LeBron film is really like an indication, you can't just rip out the game and give them like real textures and say that that looks good, because it has some problems. So so you know, they're definitely going to have to adapt it. When I think about adaptations of characters like that, I go back to Alvin and the Chipmunks, because for me at least, Alvin and the Chipmunks, they I thought they looked great, like compared to their cartoon counterparts. I thought that they would fit really well, because like they didn't even look anything really like their cartoon counterparts, because they looked like actual little chipmunks, you know, like with claws and all, you know, and all of that, and it worked. It ended up working very well. So I mean, you know, Sonic is definitely going to be very different. This is going to be a Sonic we have never seen before, I don't think. It's going to be a problem for some people. I'm sure.
Like it always is when it's a new thing.
Well, I mean, we're just going to have to see. I mean, I'm just like, you know, my whole thing is this. If he looks good, if he works on his own merits, okay, fine. Great. Like, let's just, you know, let's get this kind of thing going, because, you know, I think that's kind of all you can really ask for, because, you know, when we looked at, you know, because, you know, I was talking to Chris, for, you know, for those you don't know, Chris was the animator for Sonic Prologue that we made this film together a couple years ago. But I was talking to him about Sonic's change to the modern Sonic back in '99, because I think, yeah, Chris is like way older than us, so he remembers that time. And he had mentioned that people hated the modern Sonic. They hated it so much when they came out. Like, and it was, you know, it was mostly just because he just looked different. He didn't look anything like that. Like, they were like, why isn't Jaleel White doing the voice? And da-da-da, like,
oh my gosh, that's so funny, because that's how it is now.
so my whole thing is like, look, judge the characters based off of their own, like, make it bad on its own merits. You know, like, understand what they were trying to do and what job they had when they redesigned the character, and judge it off of that, you know, and to see
totally.
if it's good or not. You know, so but yeah,
that's a good mindset to have.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, but is that interesting?
Judge it for what it is, what it's trying to do.
Yeah, didn't we look at like some artwork? You showed me artwork that was drawn around that time.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Okay. So when I was really little, my grandpa used to have an office space and stuff, and he used to take me there all the time. And we used to just spend days there, and I would use computers all the time. So I was going to this website called Sonic HQ. I think it's still a thing. Wait, no, it's not Sonic HQ. I'm sorry. The Sonic info page. I think it may still be there. It's really old, but on there they had like these old comics and pieces of art that people would just make, because, you know, fan art, you know, were kind of a dime a dozen, you know. Wait, I might have that analogy mixed up, I'm sure. Anyway, they were kind of rare, good ones on the internet. So these people had a collection of people that would make some really cool Sonic art back then, and one of them had Sonic like begging to Sally, like, because like I think the editor of the comics showed him how he looked now. And he's just crying on top. He's like, "Oh, my life sucks, isn't it?" Like, after it was over. So, and it was made in '99. So yeah, people did not like the new Sonic. I think that Chris mentioned that they were scared that they were going to give him a surfer dude voice, because he kind of had this extreme smile.
Isn't that technically what he got though with Ryan Drummond? Kinda. He is a little bit surfer dude.
I wouldn't say surfer dude.
Whoa! Like, it's like literally 10% off though.
Like, well, I mean, I guess if you stretch it, kind of, but he just, like, I think the thing that I love so much about Ryan's performance is just that Sonic sounded like a guy. He just sounded just like a dude, you know, like a regular person. And it really wasn't until I think Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes to where he kind of put a voice on. At least I felt that. But yeah. So, you know, I think just give it a chance. We haven't seen it yet, but if the, you know, he's gonna have 3 spikes. I mean, it's in the logo of the film, so there's that.
There's at least 3 spikes confirmed. It's good. We're good.
So basically, you know, I think that you know, if the concept art that we've seen of the storyboard stuff and the fact that they're actually using like the emblem from the first game, like on the marker is really any indication.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Interesting.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be in, but he's gonna look like that. He's gonna look like it. I'm pretty sure, because again, we got to remember who this is for. You know, this isn't for people that are into the modern Sonic necessarily. Like if they're speaking to a general audience, it's gonna be like Mania. You're gonna talk to a large group of people. You're gonna be speaking to the people that grew up with Sonic in the classic days back then, I think.
But I feel like the largest audience doesn't even know the difference. Like, I think he just needs to be spiky and blue, and for those people, it really doesn't matter if he looks more like classic or modern. I think that's more of like a gamer thing.
See, I'm not. See, like I would agree, but I'm not. See, I'm not sure about that, especially considering kind of how people seem to treat the classic Sonic, like in the just generally, like even if you just kind of take it out of the video game business. I mean, because when you start talking about people in the video game industry, you start getting into the politics of, okay, modern Sonic is always awful and bad because 06. You know, like no one's going to know that other than, you know, people that are, you know, that are doing the they're doing their video game stuff like Screw Attack or something, for example. But you know, everyone else, I don't know. I think it's just because he's familiar. You know, they're like, he's familiar to them looking that way. So if he's gonna look different anyway, I think they're definitely gonna lean more towards the classic stuff because that's what people remember and what they recognize, and they can look at that and go, "Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was neat."
It's possible. It is very possible, but people also know who modern Sonic is.
They do. Yeah,
hard.
they do. I mean, you know, like let's not forget how big of a deal Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 was back in the day. You know, like those were, you know, that was a crazy thing back then, and that was technically the modern Sonic. I just mean just that, you know, considering all of the efforts that are being made to push the modern Sonic going forward, the fact that I'm sorry, classic, the classic Sonic going forward, the fact that classic is on the production stuff, and that he looks like his classic self in the storyboarding doodles and all that stuff. You know, it's just it seems like they're going that direction. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. They just finished filming, like I think on Wednesday. So we'll have to see what's going on.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Oh, geez, that's my mic.
Death.
I'm good.
Death.
I hate to cut this beautiful discussion short, but I actually intended to make this a shorter stream because I had a really long day. Believe it or not, I worked today. I mean, I normally work weekdays. Sorry. I know people work weekends. I know it's a real thing. I know I'm probably privileged to work the weekdays, but what I'm saying is I normally work the weekdays, but I worked also Saturday. So I was intending to have the stream be shorter, but it actually ended up being longer than the other two I've done. So, it is feeling like I'm cutting this conversation shorter or prematurely, but
that's fine.
I have to go.
It's okay.
I gotta
honestly,
rest.
like starting to get tired, and I'm like,
Perfect.
I don't want to say anything, but I'm getting a little tired.
No, we've been talking a lot, and this has been great. It's been awesome to have you guys. I finally figured out how to play Sonic Adventure, and I finally got past Emerald Coast.
You did it.
I feel like I always stop at the second Sky Chase, just because, you know, it's Sky Chase.
You have something against it?
Kind of. It's just not as fun as playing the rest of the game. But I know that Doryan had something that he wanted to show everybody. Exclusive on our stream? Have you showed it anywhere else, Doryan?
Nope. Exclusive, 100%. No one has seen it. No one.
Oh yeah, man, guys, you guys are in for a treat. Get your friends. You guys are about to see something has not been seen anywhere else right now, I guess. That's awesome. For those of you who are interested in being in future streams, you can let me know if you've got some stuff you want to showcase, some interesting Sonic projects. You can feel free to message us at Tails Channel, or just add us with some cool projects, and we would definitely be happy to show some cool stuff. And this is one of the first ones that we've done, so I just thought I'd do a little spiel about how we intend to do that in the future. I don't know if you want me to play it now. You got anything you want to say before I play it?
Let me see. Do I have anything that I want to say about the plays? You know what? No. I think we should just play it just to see what everyone thinks.
All right. Here is the video from Doryan. And we're back. That was the video.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Some people don't get it. Can you explain, Doryan, for people who don't understand what this means?
Okay. Basically, back in 2014. Well, yeah, 2014. Along with animator Christopher Wilcox, I released a Sonic fan film called Sonic Prologue, and I think ever since then we tried to get a sequel off the ground, but it just never really worked out in film form. Yeah, it was very tough. It went through so many different iterations and different changes and all kinds of stuff, and it was too expensive because we tried to do so many different things. It just did not work. So recently, Chris and I had kind of come back together. We had been talking about doing something together, and we thought that it might be a really great opportunity to, like explore the next chapter in the Sonic Prologue, just kind of saga, and. So to make it interesting, we just wanted to change all the rules. So instead of making it animated, it's going to be a comic. Instead of me writing, Chris is going to write. Instead of Chris doing the art and animation, or just the art, or all whatever, I'm going to be doing the art this time. So the script that Chris wrote, I think he just sent me a second draft yesterday. I think it's the final draft. I think he just sent me last night. We went over the first draft. It's great. It's actually like this man has written like one of the best Sonic stories, if not like probably the best one I've ever written. Read. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, he is absolutely amazing. I love working with him, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what we have planned. Regular updates are going to be on my Twitter. On my Twitter account, so you just want to go ahead and just give that a follow. Follow Chris's Twitter account as well.
What are those two? What are the ads?
Yeah. Oh, they are. Let me get them because I have to remember what Chris's is because it's not his. So let me look at it real quick. Chris.
You want to just paste them in the chat, our personal chat? I want to put them on screen so people can see them.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me get that for you real quick. Okay, so Captain Adder is Chris, and Doryan Nelson is mine. So let me put these into our chat, and then I'll give this to you, Mr. Evans. So there you go.
Awesome.
There's that. So you can put them on screen. So yeah, so that's pretty much it's the next chapter in the Sonic Prologue saga. We're finally getting it out. So we're really excited.
I mean, it's also playing Sonic Prologue, the original.
Let me see. I see.
You see it.
I'm seeing it.
Just in case people needed a visual prompt to remember.
Oh yeah, man. It was so much fun working on this because like if I may, because I know we got to get out of here pretty soon, but like this whole thing kind of got started because because SFM was brand new, and people kind of kept making all these Sonic joke shorts and all these things, and I was just asset from Sonic Generations that is completely rigged and animatable. Why hasn't anyone made a film out of this yet? And so eventually I met up with Chris, and we got that out, and it came out pretty well. So it was pretty successful when it came out. So we're really excited. So excited. So much work to do, but it's going to be great. You guys are going to love it for sure.
All right. Well, I think that's everything we needed to cover for tonight. Does anyone have anything else they want to say before we call it a night and get some rest?
I don't think so.
Let's see. For me, folks, you got any questions about
Got any questions
Twitter?
about... Oh, if you got any questions about the project, at you on Twitter and ask you. Sorry, you cut out, so I'm just trying to figure out.
No, you're totally fine. The internet is so weird in here, but
it's been great for a majority of the stream, so don't worry, you're good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It just kind of had to slip in just one more jab at us before we
just a sandwich, just for a sandwich ending. What?
But yeah.
Are we good to plug, I guess? Just
of course, yeah, of course.
You can see us.
Oh yeah, I should probably. You can paste more stuff. I can add more text on.
Well, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at the MUME, and I've got music coming up soon. So if you want to hear new music, not just covers, but actually, I'm releasing a new original song in the next few weeks. So,
is it the MUME, like all one word, nothing else?
On Twitter, yeah, it's just the MUME, and then on YouTube, it's MUME.
It's about to show up on screen. Tell me if it's horribly wrong.
Okay, thank you. Okay, no, yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where you can follow me, or if you want to, again, tune into my music stuff, it's just MUME. I think that's all I have.
All right.
And yeah, I think for me, I think other than just Sonic Prologue and Knuckles, yeah, I mean, other than it's pretty much already been out there. I think we're pretty much good. Dogs.
Is that your dog?
Is that your dog?
Yep. Opal wanted to say goodbye to everyone. She's wishing everybody a great night. She wants everyone to have good sleepers, dreams of peanut butter filled bones and happy dog things. I hope everybody has a great dog night.
Great dog
Woof.
night. Okay.
Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm literally I would normally chat with you guys a little bit after stream, but I'm literally gonna disappear right as the stream disappears. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's incredibly rude. I'm gonna expose myself, but I went way over time. I really gotta head out.
It's okay. We'll only be a little bit mad.
I deserve it.
Just kind of. Just a little bit.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll talk later. Bye, guys.
Okay, later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.